Good morning. It's Friday, April 3rd, and morning's devotions comes from You Are the Beloved, Honor Noan. This one is called Waiting in Expectation. Jesus said to his disciples, "A little while and you will no longer see me, and again a little while and you will see me." Life is a little while, a short moment of waiting, but life is not empty waiting. It is to wait full of expectation, the knowledge that God will indeed fulfill the promise to renew everything and will offer us a new heaven and a new earth. Makes the waiting exciting. We can already see the beginning of the fulfillment. Nature speaks of it every spring. People speak of it whenever they smile. The sun, the moon, and the stars speak of it when they offer us light and beauty. And all of history speaks of it when amid all devastation and chaos, men and women arise who reveal the hope that lives within them. What is my main task during a little while? I want to point to the signs of the kingdom to come, to speak about the first rays of the day of God, to witness to the many manifestations of the Holy Spirit among us. I do not want to complain about this passing world, but to focus on the eternal that lights up in the midst of the temporal. I yearn to create space where it can be seen and celebrated. I remember as a kid growing up in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, till I was 8. But the drive from our house to Grandma's house, we lived in Brooklyn Park, she lived in Brooklyn Center. It seemed like when we took the road to her place, it took forever to get there. We were so excited. Or to go to Del and Dorothy's on the lake where we could swim, and in the wintertime ride snowmobiles on the frozen lake. But it seemed like it took an eternity as a kid. But now, going back from our house to Grandma's, it was just a 5-minute drive, probably at most, maybe 6 or 7 minutes. But then the waiting was just excruciating. And even now, we've been in this for 2+ weeks, and we're still waiting. We go outside, and people are walking their dogs. Neighbors are talking in their yards to each other, 6 feet away at least. But it seems like there's some normalcy going on here too with all of this waiting. But there is a sense of we're in this together. We're not alone in this. That we'll get through this if we depend on each other. I think that's the strength of this kind of waiting too. Is there's something more to it than simply holing up in our houses and just waiting out the storm. There's a sense of wanting to be connected. There's a sense of wanting to be physically present with each other and waiting for the day when that can happen. The day when we can get together for a full worship service, all in the church, all 300 of us in the sanctuary at one time, celebrating and doing a healing service that we'll miss. We'll do communion together as we're going to be separate in our homes doing communion. And all of those things we take for granted. We'll be waiting for that time with great expectation. We look for those times in the midst of all of this. So in your day of waiting, remember that God is waiting with you. Peace be with you, and God's blessings today.